I have been a Mac user for really long, and in this video I will tell you what I like about macOS and what I really don't like about macOS coming up. Okay, let's talk about the good sides of macOS and what I like about macOS. Firstly, I have to talk about the user interface. The user interface of the iMac is really user-friendly and it looks really organized and clean. The Spotlight search is a really good tool that I love, and what it does, it automatically helps you search for apps, files and stuff when you input a keyword into Spotlight search. This feature is really handy as you can quickly find files in your computer while saving loads and loads of time. With the Ventura update, you can find photos containing objects you want, such as if you input cats into Spotlight search, it can automatically help you find photos containing cats. That's a really cool feature. Also, one thing that I really love about macOS is security. macOS has some really good security due to Apple's policies about data and security. If you use macOS, it has a built-in file vault which will encrypt your files on your Mac automatically, so you don't have to worry about your files or stuff getting stolen. Also, if you use iCloud, there is a thing called advanced data protection, which protects your data from hackers or trackers, which makes you not have to worry about security when you're using an Apple product, or mainly in this video macOS. Also, less people use macOS than the most popular operating system in the market, aka Windows. What that means is data hackers or stuff don't necessarily go through the process of making a malware or anything for Mac, because according to statistics, less than 20% of computer users actually use macOS. But that doesn't mean that your Mac is impervious to malware attacks. And what I will recommend you to do is, of course, install an antivirus to make sure your data is secure. Also, Apple often introduce new security updates, which is really good as your device is constantly being updated with more security measures. Furthermore, one thing I love about Apple is its ecosystem. It's just everything works so seamlessly if you have a Mac, iPhone, iPad, and they all fit together really well. For example, if you copy and paste something on your Mac, you can go to your iPhone and paste, and it will paste whatever you copied on your Mac. The integration between Apple products is just really well thought out, and if you own an Apple device, you can easily sync data between one device to another. Okay, one more thing I like about macOS is its built-in apps. macOS has loads of useful built-in apps that people use on a daily basis, for example GarageBand or iMovie, and even Final Cut Pro or Logic Pro. These are all apps that Apple designed and they work for your Mac really well. The free apps, for example GarageBand or iMovie, is still really useful and loads of people use it. Alright, let's talk about the things that I don't like about macOS. Most popular games such as GTA 5 or Forza Horizon are made for Windows. And what you have to do to play those games natively is to either install Boot Camp, which Apple Silicon Macs don't have, or run Parallels, which is basically the same thing but it's a remote PC. Either way, it's gonna be really inconvenient for you if you have an Apple Silicon Mac. That's why you see 99.99% of popular streamers or gamers using Windows, because the amount of games on Windows are just so much more than macOS. Second thing that macOS or Macs are really lacking is customization. The only way for you to customize your Mac is when you're checking out, you can customize the RAM, CPU or stuff. But after you make the purchase, that's it, you can't upgrade anything or whatever. For a Windows PC or stuff, you can easily just swap out the memory, RAM, CPU, GPU, graphics card or much more, which will make you think that your device is more unique as it's you that picked out those upgrades or stuff, and it just feels like a device more made for you. Okay, this is one main thing that macOS or Macs really lack: the pricing. Some of the prices of Apple products is just so ridiculous that sometimes you might think that getting a Windows price is really that much cheaper, and sometimes you might think that is it even worth the price to get that Apple product. Apple products are notoriously expensive, and they charge so much money for even some basic products. And if you're on a tight budget and maybe you want to save up for something else, you can get great deals if you use a Windows computer. A really good and usable Windows setup build can cost you from either $2,000 to $4,000. Get a fully spec'd up Mac Studio with 20-core CPU, 64-core GPU, 34-core neural engine, 128GB of RAM, and 2TB of storage will cost you roughly about $6,000 already, which is already like $2,000 more than a gaming PC. Let's talk about the Mac Pro. Let's say you get a really fully spec'd out Mac Pro, and the prices of this is gonna get really scary. Let's say you go absolutely insane and buy the most expensive hardware for each category. The full price is $52,348, which is absolutely mind-blowing for a computer. And for that price, you can actually get a Tesla Model 3 instead of a Mac Pro. Okay, so let's talk about who I think macOS is for. I think macOS is for creators, students, maybe programmers or stuff. I think if you're a gamer or you love playing video games, I think a Windows PC would suit you much better, as macOS isn't really for gaming, but for other stuff I think macOS is really good in 2023. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you watching till the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, why not drop a subscribe? It really helps me out a lot. To see me unbox the 24-inch iMac, check out the video right here and subscribe right here. It's Isaac from Isaac Productions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Catch you in the next one.